Good morning, sim pilots and crew. Thank you for joining us again. In a previous video, we said we were going to go over the auto start sequence for the Simcoders Reality Expansion Pack for the XPlane 11 Default 172. So stay tuned. So the Simcoders Reality Expansion Pack increases a little bit more realism and affects some of the procedures of it. It adds these tables over here to the left. So enhances the realism, increases the immersion a little bit. We're going to go inside now. We're going to do the walk around. As you can see, the aircraft has the tie downs fastened to it right now. The wheel chocks also. So we'll have to remove those as part of the pre-flight. And then we're going to abbreviate that, do that very quickly, and then just really focus on the auto start sequence contained within the Reality Expansion Pack for this particular video, and then we may come back and revisit some other stuff at a later time. Now that we're sitting in the office, as I'd mentioned before, we're going to go ahead and just remove the wheel chocks and the tie downs. So we'll come over here to the left on the walk around, click over here. As you can see, the included walk around has a lot of detailed information of how to prepare the cabin externally. We're really interested in just removing the tie downs. So I'm going to click to those, toggle those off, keep moving around, remove the wing tie downs and chocks, and also the inlet covers as we move further around. And it looks like I've already gotten that side. Toggle this chock, and then we're going to go ahead and finish here. Next, we'll move on to the auto start sequence. I'll go ahead and pull up the knee board right now. We'll take a look at the engine start. So you can use the automatic engine start over here to the left, or you can step through each of the items as you wish. I'm going to remove the yoke here, that way we can see everything. Now, as I'd mentioned in a previous video, I'd never used the auto start, but I did try it just before recording this to see how it would function. It's going to follow the procedure here, top to bottom, with a couple of exceptions. It's going to skip, obviously, the fasten seat belts, but it's going to function on the mechanical. So it's going to set the brakes, the fuel selector. That will be displayed at the top of the screen, the top left. It actually rolls pretty quickly, so keep your eye on it. If you're interested in learning how to start this procedurally, you'll probably want to familiarize yourself with the cockpit layout, where the controls, knobs, switches are, and then when you use the auto start, you can look at what it's doing and then quickly scan back to the panel to see how it's performing that operation, if you would like to use that as a learning tool to actually do the step-by-step procedure yourself in the future. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the sequence here. I'm going to leave the knee board up. I'm going to move it over here a little bit closer, and then we'll just go over here. As you can see, it's going to do the procedure. Setting mixture says not to hit the throttle. I've got parking brakes, avionic, batteries on. And there we get the click for the battery. The beacon light's on. It's moving the throttle electric pump on to prime it. Throttle open 1 inch. This is interesting. It doesn't appear to be starting. Worked fine earlier. All right, well, let's go ahead and stop this thing. Actually, how do we stop it? Let's see if we can just kill the battery here. All right, well, that was interesting and did not go as planned. Wow, it's still trying to override me here with whatever it's doing. All right, let's see if we can get rid of this. And we'll go back and try and click it on again, see if it works. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here and then try and figure out how to resolve this. If I can figure it out, I'll let you guys know. And it worked flawlessly before. So anyway, stick around. We'll see if we can figure this out. Okay, everyone, welcome back. So I actually tried changing the aircraft up here in the flight configurator to reload it to see if whatever it was doing would stop. I actually had XPlane crash to desktop, so I've reloaded that now. I'm going to go back over here. We'll try this auto start sequence again just to make sure. I'm going to pull up the maintenance, make sure my battery's connected. It actually says I need to recharge it, so okay, we'll do that. Battery is disconnected, so let's connect that. We'll close this, and then now we'll go to the automatic start. Hopefully this will perform fine. I don't know why it crashed. I've had XPlane do that a few times, but it's not terribly bad. So there's our beacon on the bottom. Fuel pump. Mixture lean. And there we go. So that's it. That's the auto start sequence. As you can see, that time it worked fine. Why it didn't work earlier, I don't know. But, hey, these things happen, right? Go ahead and flip the avionics on. There we go. So that one was actually a flawless example of the auto start. And that's actually what it did right before I started recording this. It worked fine, so I had no reason to believe it wasn't going to do that. So again, this is the Simcoders Reality Expansion Pack, and that was the auto start sequence. So if you don't know how to fly or start the Cessna, something you're interested in learning, you can kind of follow along with the automatic engine start there until you can learn how to do it on your own if that's something that interests you. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next video I plan on doing an actual manual start and then perhaps either a flight around the pattern or perhaps a brief local flight from A to B. And as always, remember, plan the flight and fly the plan.